Well, there you are. Well done to Lincoln. Well played. I hope that them highlights and hopefully that more balanced commentary was much better than what I said. It's sort of a peace offering. I wanted to sort of like, I felt I owed you that, really, Lincoln fans. So well done, and you supported your team right to the end, which was really testament to you, and you made a great atmosphere. So well done to you guys. And your reward, well, you neither got Sutton or Arsenal in the next round, so good luck to you. Now I'm going to quickly move on to Burnley. Now, first of all, this next bit of criticism is nothing against Lincoln. It's got nothing to do with Lincoln City. This is to do with the Burnley team that played that afternoon. Now, first of all, I'm going to give each individual player a mark out of 10, and then I'm going to give an individual mark out of 10 for the overall team performance and what I thought of them. It may be a little bit of a rant, but I'll try and keep it as quiet this time round. So we start off with Tom Heaton. Got my nod, partly due to the fact that our regular cup goalkeeper Nick Pope played in the other 4 cup games this season, including the League Cup game at Accrington, which we actually lost. So we should have learned our lessons from that particular night. He got injured, so Heaton got the nod. It was actually a good strong side. Anyway, I've given him 5 out of 10. He didn't, purely because he had nothing to do, but I would question his positioning on the winning goal. The ball was definitely behind the line. He did try and save it behind the line. You're not going to get away with that, not with goal line technology. So Tom Heaton, it wasn't the best game I've seen this season from him, but he was far from the worst performer. But even so, I think he was badly positioned on the winning goal, on Raggett's winning goal. So he can get to 5. Right back, Tendard the weaker. Got a chance today. He hasn't had much of a chance. He hasn't had much of a chance really this season. He had his chance on Saturday, and I'll be honest with you, he showed some promise early on, but it wasn't enough on the day. He gets a 5. Like he showed glimpses of what he could do, but not enough, I thought, and I don't think he's anywhere close to pushing Matt Lawton certainly out the Premier League side. So I'm afraid Tendard the weaker, you get a 5 from me. First of all, we move into the 2 centre backs. James Tarkowski is actually the man of the match from the sponsors, and to be fair, he was very sporting in giving the man of the match magnum to the goal scorer Raggett, which was a nice touch and all that jazz. I thought he did alright. He was the busy of the 2 centre backs, and he did pretty well. He had a little bit of a running battle there. It wasn't going to be easy up against Matt Reid, but he did okay. I thought he was the best centre half out of the 2 out of him and Keane, which Keane I'll touch on in a minute. But Tarkowski did well. I'm going to give him a 7. He was our best performer. He did really well, although he will be a bit disappointed at his part in the winning goal. But apart from that, I thought he was really solid, and I thought he was our best player bar none. And then move on to Michael Keane. Now he gets a 5, purely because he was the quieter centre half, and also I didn't think he had his best game. Again, you could ask questions. He was one of the players that were on the line. Could he have done better on the winning goal? There were 1, 2, 3, 4 Burnley players on the line for Raggett's goal. So questions may need to be asked to that. It wasn't his best display. I've seen him play better in the Premier League, but again, he was far from the worst performer, but still not good enough. He gets a 5. And then we move on to our loanee, John Flanagan. 2 out of 10. Without a shadow of a doubt, he was appalling. I know he was probably playing out of position at left back, but that's not an excuse. Hawkbridge had him in his pocket for most of that 90 minutes. It just boggled the mind. I can understand why, as I said on the tirade on Saturday, I can understand why Klopp was sort of shipped him out to us, because I don't think Klopp rates him that highly. and I don't rate him that highly. Yeah, he's done okay a couple of times when he's had to fill in for Stephen Ward, but you know, if Stephen Ward had been there, I think it might have been a different story, but he went with Flanagan, and Flanagan didn't play at all. I don't want to ever see that guy in a Carlton Blue shirt ever again, because he was appalling. He was one of the worst performers out there. So marks out of 10 for him. He gets a 2. Now we move on to the midfield. Johan Berg Gudmundsson gets 6, because up until he was taken out by Power, it was a crude tackle, let's be fair. It was a crude. I'm not sure now looking back if it was a red card, because it was only a one-footer tackle. So yeah, I think the right decision was made on that one. It was a yellow card, but he was butchered. He was butchered, so to speak, by Power. But he was actually getting on top of things. He was making things happen. He was playing some good through balls, and he looked one of our brighter players for the first 15-20 minutes when we were trying to get into the feel of the game. It's just a shame he got injured. Hopefully, because we're probably going to need him for the Premier League running. Hopefully, we'll get him back, and hopefully he's not too injury plagued, and hopefully the injury isn't too long. So he gets a 6. George Boyd replaced him. Now the main man, the one that's been is the centre of all the talking points, Joey Barton. As much as I'd like to defend him, and as much as I love to defend Burnley players, and I can't defend Barton. Having looked at the game a couple of times since, there's no defence for him. Yes, he was clattered. Yes, he was elbowed by Reed, and maybe Reed could have gone in the first half for an elbow, but that's no excuse for what Barton did, especially second half. There was the incident with Reed, the stamping incident. He did stamp on Reed, and then he went down for some bizarre reason, trying to con the referee. You can't do it. I'm not there, Joey. You can't get on there. And then the Hawkbridge incident. Woodyard gets the ball, as you saw, and he runs in. He does shield the ball illegally. That's why the referee gives the free kick in the first place. Then Hawkbridge, for some unaccountable reason, wants to stick his oar in. He doesn't help himself by running to Joey Barton. It's not the best thing to do in my when you're facing a guy like Joey Barton. Barton, though, he's out of order. He holds his thing like that, and you know, he could have strangled. I mean, if he'd have been even more angry, if he'd have been like the Incredible Hulk Barton, he might have strangled the poor lad. Flanagan, I've already criticised, he didn't help himself really. He could have easily been booked for pushing Hawkbridge. Hawkbridge did make a little bit of meal when Flanagan pushed him, but you know, it was handbags at 10 pace. But I have to admit, Barton should have gone, and I have to bow down to what everyone else says and on social media. It was a red card. There's no defence to Joey Barton. Marks out of 10. I was so tempted to give him 0. Oh, I've given him 1, and he's lucky to get 1 out of 10. Joey Barton, you let us down on Saturday, and and I never want you to play like that ever again. Westwood, a 4, quiet. He wasn't in the game at all. I didn't think he was. Played 1 or 2 nice free balls, but he didn't do enough for me. Very pedestrian. 4 out of 10 for him. And Scott Arfield. Now Scott Arfield got quite high marks in some of the papers. I've given him 2 because of his corner kick, the corner kicks and the set places he put in both halves. They were the worst. I think apart from one where Keane headed over the bar, his corners were just pathetic. His overall play, yeah, he tries hard, he does this, that, but he's not a Premier League player. I hate it when he plays Scott Arfield. I mean, Arfield, fair plays. We've had our 3 transfers worth out of him for 4 or 5 years now. He's not a Premier League player now. He's a decent player, but he's not good enough. I mean, if it was a Premier League game, I think Robbie Brady would have. I think his days at Burnley have to be numbered, and I'm sorry, but having judged his performance on Saturday, if I was the manager, I'd make sure he never ever wore the claret and blue at Burnley again. Thanks for the memories, Scott Arfield, but it's time to say goodbye at the end of the season. So I give Hartfield a 2. Strikers, Andre Gray 5. He had three good opportunities. Second half, first and second half, should have scored at least one. If it had been the Gray against Sunderland on New Year's Eve, he would have buried those no problem. But you know, he lacked that cutting edge up front, so he gets a 5 out of 10. And Sam Vokes, 4 for me. Did nothing. I'll have to say, Raggett and Waterfall had Vokes in the back pocket, and Vokes, I don't understand why Vokes wouldn't have been happy for that sort of scrap, but there you go. I thought he might have been up for it, but he wasn't. But Waterfall and Raggett, credit to them, they made life very difficult, and fair play to them. They kept Vokes quiet. So Vokes gets a 5. Substitutes, only 2 came on. Boyd did his usual. I thought he did all right. He gets a 5. Coming on as a sub, it's not easy, and it was a tough one for him. But he never stopped working. No, he never stopped running. He did his best to try and get us back into the game, but it wasn't enough. Ashley Barnes came on, just really couldn't get into the game. Really, I think he should have come on at half time for Vokes. Actually, Vokes got 4, by the way. Barnes also gets a 5, the second sub, because he did his best. He only had 10 minutes, in fairness to him, and I think he should have come. I think he had 20 minutes, sorry, but I think he should have come on at half time. I think if he'd come on sooner, I think the whole dynamics of the game could have changed. So again, like Boyd, Barnes gets a 5. And finally, this is the last bit now. Overall team rating out of 10. I've given it a 3, and they're quite lucky, in fact, to get a 3. This was as I say, with no disrespect to Lincoln, this was a National League team. I nearly said GM Vauxhall Conference. The casual football fan will always know it as the GM Vauxhall Conference. They're a non-league team, they're a National League, Panorama National. On paper we should have won, but on the day, looking back, they wanted it more than us. If I was giving Lincoln a team rating out of 10, I'd give them a 7 or 8. In fact, I'd give probably most of their players 7 or 8 out of 10, because they performed and wanted it a lot more than what we did. The reason why I've given Burnley a 3 is the attitude, and especially Joey Barton dragging them down in the second half for his theatrics and what he did in the Hawkbridge situation. It wasn't called for, and the attitude just stung. It was if half of Burnley's team, at least 4 or 5 of them thought, let's have a little Lincoln City. Well, all we've got to do is turn up and we win. Easy peasy, St. Greasy. Well, it didn't turn out that way, did it? And you've got to give credit to Lincoln. They did absolutely brilliant, and probably deserved to score and win. I think if it had ended 0-0, I think they would have deserved a replay. And to be honest with you, I think it would have been a lot worse for us going to Sinsel Bank for the replay, to be fair. It's not a game that I would have wanted us to go for, but there you go. But Burnley on the night, on the afternoon, simply weren't good enough and deserved to have 3 out of 10. But as I say, this is all about Lincoln. They've drawn, neither Sutton or Arsenal are actually playing that, so I'm going to head off and go and watch that now whilst I'm editing all this together. As I say, I'm very sorry for the other day, Lincoln fans. I didn't mean to upset anybody. I was just pent up and angry and upset at the time. I hope this video goes a long way to repairing some of the damage that I may have caused with the video before. But I wish you guys well. You deserve to win on the day. Looking at it now, it's been 2 days since, and I wish you well. And I do hope you get back into the Football League, because your football club, in terms of stature, squad depth, stadium, you should be at least League 2, maybe League 1. So I think you should be a lot higher than what you are in terms of league position. I think you are a league team in the making, and I think you'll have no problems in getting promotion, and you're going to go manage your name down the coward. So please take back what I said on Saturday. I didn't mean to say half the things I said. I was pent up, angry. I didn't know what I was saying. I just literally come off the turf, unable to comprehend what had happened. But I've had 2 days to reflect. I am very, very sorry to the Lincoln fans. Please accept my apologies. and I hope you very much enjoyed the highlights and hopefully a much balanced commentary of the game on Saturday than what I gave of the match report I gave on Saturday in the tie there. It wasn't called for, so I apologise. So please, Lincoln fans, I hope you accept the apologies, and I wish you well for the rest of the season. Anyway, that's it from me, JB. I hope very much you've enjoyed the video, especially the Lincoln fans. Not so much Burnley, but never mind, we've still got all on Saturday, haven't we? If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you want to subscribe to the channel, please do. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon. From me, JB, take care. Bye.